Welcome to Ready to be Romanced. I'm Tori.
And I'm Kelly.
And today we're discussing
Barbarian Alien. The effort was there.
The effort was there. It's always bad, but sometimes I will edit it to make it sound better. Some behind the scenes tea.
No, we love the behind the scenes tea. I love hearing about the edits when I'm listening to podcasts. I like it especially when they're like, we're going to edit that out. And then they're like, oh, they didn't edit that out.
Me too.
They left it.
Me too. Or when they're like, they say to their like editor's name, clip that or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's always so funny to me. Tell us, Kelly, you're back for book 2 of the Ice Planet Barbarian series, but tell us what you're covering over on Nathan for Us.
Yeah, we're actually covering The Curse right now, which is a show that came out a couple of years ago, starring Nathan Fielder and Emma Stone. I think we'll be finished that by the time this comes out, because we only have 2 episodes left. So we're working through. I think we're gonna cover. Have you heard of The Chair Company?
No.
Next. Yeah, it's a weird little HBO show starring Tim Robinson.
Okay.
Where he is this guy who works for like a property management firm, and he becomes obsessed with investigating this chair company that he believes is nefarious.
Oh, interesting. That sounds good.
Yeah, it's very weird, but I think we're going to cover that next because that seems to be the theme of what we do over there. Is just bizarre comedy is what we're working with right now.
Yeah, that's a good niche to be in.
Yes, but I'm very excited to talk about Barbarian Alien. This comes up a lot on our podcast, weirdly. Like we talk about Ice Planet Barbarians frequently.
As you should.
Yeah.
Makes total sense. Nathan Fielder fan podcast, Ice Planet Barbarians.
Barbarians. It's all the same.
Yeah, that's so funny. I was, before we started recording, I was asking Kelly because I had thought she had read on into the series because of course this series is 1,000,000 books, but she's only read these first 2, where I think read up to number 6.
You're a keener. You're killing it.
I know. And I gotta say, this isn't a spoiler, but if you like these books, it is just the exact same. Like there is, and again, maybe Ruby Dixon pivots in 7 on, but like at least the first 6 are literally just like a different trope, but the exact length, voice, plot line, like it really is just the same. And know what? Kudos to her.
The formula clearly worked. Do you think there's another genre that should be tackled in Ice Planet Barbarians? Like, should we be doing some sort of like a murder mystery? Or would it be too shocking?
Too shocking to like, she all of a sudden publishes like a 600 pager. That's like,
yeah.
No, totally. No, I like, not that she's mailing it in, but I'm like, yeah, girl, do the bare min at your job. I don't care. I support that.
She's quiet quitting. She's quiet quitting as a small author.
Exactly. So it was like just so funny. I also have I don't think I've actually really extensively talked about this on the pod, but like I am in a book rut. I usually read upwards of 80 books a year. This year I've read 14.
Oh man. You know what? You're not the only person who said that, though. I've heard that from a lot of people.
What is it? I don't know what it is. So whenever I'm like, I guess not whenever, but like when I've really felt like I've been in a rut, I was like, I feel like should revisit this series because it's so easy to read.
Yeah, it's definitely brain candy, I'd say. Junk food.
It's exactly that. It is literally exactly that. Okay, let's get into it. We're going to be talking about the first 2 books, Ice Planet Barbarians, but not anything that comes after that. And a content warning, like, of the briefest of sense, but it is a book essentially of abduction with the purpose of human trafficking. So there is a little bit of a dark undertone to this series, even though it is totally brain candy. So just take care of yourselves. And the series is written by the aforementioned Ruby Dixon. It was published July 24th, 2015, which you can tell because of all of the millennial references. because it is a series and it covers a different couple each book, we do meet Liz and Rahash in book 1. So Liz in the first book, she's like hatching plans with like the kind of de facto leader and heroine Georgie. And then we see Rahash, he's like a friend of Vectel's, he's a hunter, and he's really hesitant about why the humans are there and how they can help the tribe repopulate.
Yes, he's very brooding, I feel,
He
this
is.
Rahush. I feel like this is almost like instead of grumpy sunshine, this is just like grumpy grumpy to me. They're both a little surly, which normally I
Yes.
love. I love a surly heroine. I don't know if it works for me as well in this book, but we can get into it. I think Liz did grow on me, similar to how Rahush grows on her. But
Yes. Okay, that's so funny because I wrote that in the roundtable discussion because I was like tropes. I was like grumpy sunshine, but it's not grumpy sunshine, or like black cat golden retriever, but it's not. It's not black
yeah,
cat. It's just two black cats. Like,
yeah,
so that's really funny. I like this part because the first book ends and they had just got their cooies. I read this book on my Kindle and then I did listen to the audiobook. Still can't pronounce any like love and light like fuck, it's like I know they say cootie. I want to say like kawaii, but like it's not like it whatever. But they get the like parasite that will help them live on Nothoth. We get though Liz's POV where she sees Georgie getting the parasite and being like, "Oh, that's like not for me.
she's just like, I'm opting out. I actually would rather die.
I would rather die," which like
Fair.
like fair at this point. At this point, she's looking at Georgie being like, "You're kind of a freak."
Yeah, she really is. And she's not down to clown like Georgie is at all.
No, and like okay, so when the book actually starts, we see her, they're releasing the girls that are in stasis pods, and she is giving, yeah, like a corporate icebreaker. She's just like,
Yeah.
"Hey, we landed on we were kidnapped, we landed on this planet, and also like we probably have to have sex with these aliens to survive." And then she's like, "I don't know why they're crying." Like,
Yeah, she has no self-awareness, I feel, in this moment at all. She's so blunt with them and then has like no empathy. Is there like what's the opposite of an empath? Because that's what she comes off
well, a
as to me.
psychopath.
Yeah,
Or sociopath, I think. Like they're void of empathy. It's not that. Like
she's all about Liz. She is a little bit self-centered.
she
But
is.
honestly, all of the girlies kind of are. I'm like,
I know.
none of them are for the girls.
And I never can get over that they're all like 22-year-old like
Yes.
girls.
Did we ever figure out why 22?
Yeah, which this is even grosser, but it's because they wanted to like breed them, the green
Okay.
aliens or whatever. So they're all like of prime, I guess.
Okay. It's not like a Taylor Swift reference.
No, I
Ruby
wish.
Dixon isn't like she's
Swifty.
not she's not just like when she came out with the book, she wasn't dressed up in that little top hat with the shirt.
That's so fucking funny. So yeah, she's really annoyed at this guy that keeps like kind of fawning over her, like trying to help her heal because she is ill. She is like one of the girls that like could pass away at like any moment. Now that they've got all of the girls, they head to get their quiz. Like that's gonna I should have listened to our podcast again and be like, "How did you pronounce it that time?"
I feel like it doesn't matter though.
No,
Like
you're
I,
right.
I feel like it's a made up language, so I think it's okay if we're butchering it. If it was like an actual language, a little more sensitivity, but like it's all good. The aliens aren't gonna come for us, hopefully.
You know, or maybe we want
True.
that. Yeah.
I mean,
Or maybe we
my
want to
poor
leave this
husband's
planet.
my
Like,
poor husband's like, please no. I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know
They
what's
really like
happening.
they really talk it up in the book.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all the girls are getting their kuis, and Liz panics and she starts to run away. But Rahosh, who she doesn't know at this time but has like resonated for her, follows her, cuts open her neck, and puts the kui in. And he's like upset that he is like essentially doing this without her consent, but otherwise she'll die. So he thinks it's kind of like life over limb type of a situation.
Yeah, he's like, oh, for the greater good, I'm gonna do this. I don't know if it works like that. Like, as
Thank
someone
you.
who's
Okay, thank
been
you.
in the hospital, like, they still have to ask you if they can
Thank
do
you.
things.
I think that the biggest, like, this isn't even a gripe and grumble because it is like a big thing, but like my biggest problem with this book in particular is like he does a bunch of stuff without her consent, or like she just doesn't have choice in the matter. And then it's like, oh well, his parents died, and so like it's okay kind of. And I'm like, well, no, like I get that that's context and that is important, but like I'm just kind of like, I don't know, like I don't think you can really like, I don't think that like negates the fact that she had no consent in a lot of these things.
Yeah, I feel like we really learned that perhaps there's no therapy on the ice planet. Like Rahush is just out here. He's got all this trauma, and the only way he knows how to fix it is to perpetuate the same thing by also kidnapping his mate, just like his dad did.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, he's like, uh-oh, Vectel's gonna be mad because Vectel values consent. And
as
has
of
trying
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, as of literally, I was like, remember when you went down on you on Georgie when she was like
dying?
Yeah, like
whatever was happening.
Whatever, like, oh god. He's like, yeah, the humans have something called consent that we actually like need to practice. And so he's like, yeah, I did something bad, so I'm gonna kidnap her. And they go to one of his hunting caves. And she's healing, like it's working. Her bones are being
unbroken. Doing better.
Like, yeah,
she's doing better. She's regenerating.
She's regenerating, and he's like dying because his kui is humming all the time, and he's like rock hard 247.
Yeah, do we know if the kui is vibrating, does that mean that they're also like erect?
No, literally. No, it sounds like it because it's like, it feels like it is like essentially like what a cat does or whatever, I guess.
Oh,
I guess
but
it's like, it's not always sexual though. I guess it's like romantic too or whatever. But yeah, it also just feels like most of it is like when they're horny.
Yeah, and he's a big horn dog.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. He really wants to mate with her, which I guess is also the point of after you resonate, you mate. But she obviously doesn't want that. So she wakes up and she's like, what the fuck am I doing here? Why did you kidnap me? Also, why is my kui humming in my chest?
All valid questions. She has gotten like very little info other than like she had to take this parasite to live, then forced to take it, and now she wakes up away from everyone, which honestly I feel like she was too calm in this moment.
Yeah, actually that's a really good point because yeah, Georgie does go back to the spaceship and tells them stuff, but it's still, we learn in this book that it's 3 weeks after the crash, so like no time has passed basically. And then B, it's like I do feel like someone telling you stuff is a lot different than like living it, and she's only been around the aliens for like mere days,
and they're huge, aren't they? Like really big.
I think so.
That's spooky, and I feel like all these girls are small because I just feel that's like a 2015 trope, is like big man small lady.
It really is. I think that's another problem with this book, is it's like tiny 22-year-old white girlies, like
it's like they kidnapped a sorority.
No, seriously.
I can say that. I was in a sorority. I feel like I can talk shit on them.
No, it feels exactly like that. Yeah, she's like talking all the time because he's not responding. She just assumes that he doesn't know English, because you could go to this mothership thing and download English or download the Kui language, obviously. But he did learn English, but he is the silent brooding type. So she is just blabbering on and he's not replying, but he knows exactly what she's saying.
This would piss me off so bad if I found this out later. This is like unforgivable.
I forgot that this happened. And when I was doing my reread, I kind of like must have skipped the sentence that said he knew. And then she finds out and I was like, oh fuck, that's like really bad.
Which like I do like that one part of Liz's character that I like. I think it's really funny that she just like yaps constantly. I find that very relatable.
Me too. I love when he was like, she's like, you don't talk, and he's like, if a wall could respond, like you would talk to it.
Yeah, he's like, you just talk to everything.
Which is very me also.
Yes, yeah. When I had a kid, I like you kind of like have to narrate everything you do. And I had like
Yes.
no problems with this, and my kid talks so much, just like an insane amount to the point where anytime we go anywhere, people are like, "Oh, he's like really chatty."
I love
I'm like, "Oh, I wonder
that.
why." I was
Yeah.
like going crazy at home narrating like, "Okay, now I'm gonna do the dishes. Like, we gotta pick up the soap and like squirt it on them."
And that is
Whatever.
how they look. Like, that is how they look. That's crazy. Yeah. I like that, though. I think it's a good quality to have. And maybe other people don't think that, but I do. At least I
You
have
need
to.
one.
Yeah.
You need
Yes.
one and one. You can't have two yappers. I think like that's too much. But you need like a yapper and like a more subdued
Agreed.
person
Agreed.
who comes in with the zingers. I think that's important too.
Yes, yes,
Or
yes.
has a massive dick, which we learn Rahush does.
Yes. This is like, it's just so funny how many times Ruby Dixon clarifies that in this book when like we already know that the species is like large.
Yeah. Also, yeah, is it like large in general or just like proportionally large? I would love to know. Because we
I
don't
think
get an actual measurement.
yeah, no, like let us know, girl. Cause yeah, I think that the aliens are like 7 feet long, so or tall. So it's like you're right. Is it just proportionate? But not in Rahosh's case. He
Yes.
says he's scoped all the other dicks on the tribe, and he says, "No, I know mine's the biggest." I also think, and let me know because maybe I don't know, or like I don't know what the general census is, but like I really think it is such a like male gazy, like male centered thing about like large dicks because I feel like actually the average woman would be like sometimes it's actually like not good.
No, I think that's it. No, I think that's true. I feel like, yeah, average is probably best. Too big is scary. Like anything too big is scary. You can have too much of a good thing. You eat too much candy, you get a tummy ache. Like
Totally.
giant big dick, like that's probably gonna hurt. So weirdly in the curse, this is like a mild spoiler. The Nathan Fielder's character, one of his like main character traits is he has like a really small dick, and they call it a cherry tomato.
I hate that so much.
And it's like a main plot point. Like it comes up, like you see it like many times
His
in the
dick?
show. Like it's clearly fake, like it's clearly a prosthetic or something, but like this like tiny micro penis.
Oh my god.
Anyways, so
Oh.
if you want to see some like small dick representation, just check out the curse.
No, I know we should be better allies like
It's
to
a
the
small dick community. They need representation too.
100%. That is so bizarre.
I hope Ruby Dixon writes that in one of her books though. Like give one of the aliens like a small dick.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe he's short.
yeah, he's like the little one. He has a Napoleon complex. I don't know. It could be
Yeah.
fun.
So Liz is a hunter by trade. She grew up with her dad, and they used to go hunting a lot. She's a really good archer. And the next day, Rahash leaves to go hunting, and Liz wants to come, but he doesn't allow it because in his tribe, the women don't hunt because there's only 4 of them, and they can't risk them being hurt. What did you think about this? Because I was like, that actually makes sense to me. Like, I don't think it was like a gendered thing. They used to hunt, but like there is only 4 of them, and they are the key to this species survival. So I was like, this to me like actually wasn't like that egregious.
Yeah, I think I agree overall. Like, I don't think it's too egregious. Also, she's like new to the planet. He talks about the fact that she's still very cold. Like, again, she just has so little information. I understand being like, well, I want to go hunting, but like, we see again with those, I don't know if we call them animals, the weird stick things in the water, like the same thing that Georgie did. There's just a lot of creatures about that you don't know about. So like for your own safety, like you do kind of need to wait a minute, catch your bearings before you go out hunting.
Totally.
But
Completely.
I do see where she's coming from though. Like, she's like, well, I'm actually adept at this and I don't want to be just your little trophy girly pop in the cave.
Yes, yeah, like pregnant and barefoot at home, which again, that's so fair. But I just felt like it was like, could you have a conversation about this? I guess at this point, she can't, but I don't know.
He should have talked to her at this point. Like, he should have
Yes,
explained here and been like, I actually
yes,
speak English
yes.
and
Because
this is why you can't come.
he's always like, I don't want to hurt her, but he has no problem like emotionally
Yeah.
hurting her. Like,
Yeah, by omission. It's
yeah,
crazy.
it's crazy. So Liz is alone in the cave and she's thinking about Rahash and she starts masturbating because she's like overcome by horniness because of her quee. And he comes back, of course, catches
Of
her, hands
course.
down her pants or her skirt or whatever. And he's like, oh, perfect. Like, this is the time that I can mate her. But she's like, absolutely not. Doesn't stop, continues. And so he is like, okay, well, maybe this is like part of it. I'll also jerk off.
Casual. I mean, again, he probably could have been like, why not? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Good
feel like he could have
point.
just said something at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like, Ruby Dixon's like, I gotta include something new.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a little voyeurism going
Mm-hmm.
on here. So
Mm-hmm.
I see why she included it for, smut purposes, but plot purposes could have been done a little better.
Totally, totally. I know she's getting real creative with the sex scenes and the tails and the spurs, and
Oh my
you
God, the
gotta hand it to
tail.
her. You gotta hand it to her. You gotta hand it to her.
I just like the idea of her writing these is so funny. And she's like, do you think she's like reading them to her husband? And he's like, girl.
Apparently, I don't know too much about this, but apparently he is a feature on her Instagram as like a beta reader, basically.
I love that. That's so fun.
I know, I know. I was like, that's actually really cute.
That's what the part of him that she based the aliens on because
That's what
he's
people
there for his
say.
woman.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, okay, good for you, girl. Like,
I also would die to know how much money she's actually made from these books. I would
that
love to
is
know.
that is a question that also passed I thought of because when I was listening to the audiobook this time, it was truly the worst quality audiobook. Like there was just like sometimes it was like they sounded far away, sometimes they close, like different mic audio like stuff.
Oh
And
no.
so I was like, this I feel like probably didn't make tons of money, but it did have a book talk boom in 2021. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
I would love to know. I actually don't even know how like the Kindle Unlimited like payment system works either. I would love to know more about that, but
Me
probably
too.
a discussion for another time.
Totally. But yeah, that would be interesting to know. So, like, they kind of get into a routine of him going hunting, her coming back, feeding her, and stuff like that. And she is looking for a way to leave. So she makes herself pants. And she's like, the only thing I need is material to make a bow so I can catch my own prey. But because he's an alien, like, I guess maybe super sound or whatever, but he like fully watches her sneak out and follows her. And she gets herself in trouble. She goes down to the stream, grabs a bamboo piece that she thinks is a bamboo, but it's a fish.
Yeah. I feel like we already had this happen in the other book.
It happened to Georgie, and I just can't picture, like, is it a fish with, like, a huge stick on its head? Like, I just can't picture it in my mind.
Yeah, I guess it could be that, or like, yeah, it just like they're dangerous is all we really know, and like they'll like eat you. But yeah, it's kind of weird because it's like she picks it up and then it's like can attack her, but like can't you just throw it away?
Yeah, or, yeah, is it, like, a piranha? Like,
Very confusing. We needed some fan art of this fish, I guess,
yes,
to figure it
yes.
out
We need
maybe.
an encyclopedia of all the animals.
Yeah. Oh my God, an encyclopedia of Ice Planet Barbarians would be wild. It'd be like anatomical
yes,
penis spur drawings and
yeah,
tails. It'd be
yeah, with the
crazy.
bumps and the ridges and stuff like that. That's so fucking funny. Yes, yes to all
Oh
of
my
that.
God. It has to be like medical grade too.
Yeah,
I want like
full
medical
textbook.
names for everything.
Yep, absolutely. Me too. So he jumps in and saves her. And then it's like one of those scenes I just picture her, like, she's like backing away, like scooting back on her butt. And he's like walking towards her. And of course, her quee's happy. She's horny. And the closeness really turns her on. And so they finally start like kissing. And then, and this is the other part that and I guess you just, this book isn't meant to be dissected. I know that, but like he like fingers her and goes down on her, which I guess maybe in some sense is intuitive, but I'm always confused because I just don't get how, like, he's always like, I don't understand courting or like foreplay or stuff like that, but I know how to do this. It's
Yeah.
confusing because it's not what you would do for mating.
Yeah, and we know that the female aliens have like a different anatomy because they like don't have a clit,
Yes.
right? We
Yeah.
established this.
Yes.
So
The third
yeah,
nipple.
the third nipple, awful. I hate that.
Yeah. Hate
Um,
it.
yeah, so I guess he's just and also he's a virgin. Sorry, we can get into that later, but it does feel like he's really got a lot of moves for someone who's apparently never mated before.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I've heard of that. Yeah. He is a virgin because he's like waiting for his mate.
I don't know if it's just because he's like seemingly good at everything, maybe. He
Yeah.
just is a wonderkin
Yeah,
at
exactly.
going down on his mate.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I liked this scene because she does the like, I don't want you to do this, but she really means I want you to do this. And I think that's like a fun, like, it's not like non-con, but it's like a fun bit, I guess. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this part I think is where it works that he actually does understand her, and I
true.
understand why it's like it hasn't been revealed until after this happens because it's meant to be like, oh, he like is extra confused because now he thinks that like her saying no is actually good.
Good. Yeah.
So,
So I'm like, I don't get it. You learned English from the download, but you just learned the words. You didn't learn like any of the context or whatever. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it.
no, and he can like put together full sentences.
I
So it's
know, I
very
know.
confusing.
But as any good male main character, he mutters mine
Oh God.
while they're hooking up, and she's like, "Just wait a second. How do you know that word?"
He's like, I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan. I love her song Mine. That did make it up here to the ice planet.
Exactly. Brutal, brutal discovery. But she's mad, but they go back to their cave. She actually decides to make a truce with him. And this was so fucking funny though. And this is also manipulative though. But like she's like, "Why did you lie?" And he's like, "Well, you didn't ask me." Like
I
that's not
hate
how
that
that works. Like
so bad. A lie of omission is still a lie, bro.
it's so bad. But she's like laying it all out. I want to go hunting. What do you want in return? And he says, I just want you to hold me, or I just want to hold you, or whatever.
It, not to be rude, it is giving a little pathetic.
I know. And then I'm like, oh, this baby just wants to be held. I don't know.
It's a
I
little bit,
waffle.
it's a little bit like Oedipus.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
A
it is
little
giving
bit.
that.
But he just needs comfort. He's like an alpha male, right? He's very like, he doesn't
Yeah.
talk a lot. He's very tough. So this is him, maybe showing his more vulnerable side to
Yes,
Liz.
yes, yes. And so they're starting to get ready for bed. Yeah, she asks about his spur, but like seems kind of like, I guess, confused or disinterested. This is getting like sadder and sadder actually now that I'm like
Yeah.
reading what I wrote. And he's like, "Oh, you don't want to mate with me because you think I'm ugly." Because
Yeah.
because of his childhood when he was kidnapped by his dad, they like obviously went through some stuff where he came back missing a horn and scarred. So he's like, "Oh, this is now I get it. You think I'm ugly."
This is so sad.
It's actually like it's getting so it's virgin.
He thinks he's ugly because he's like has some, facial deformities. Yeah, it's rough. And he like doesn't want to open up to anyone. He's like friends with Bechtel, but Bechtel seems like maybe a bad friend.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they cuddle and he like starts to kiss her neck because he's like, "This is how I court her. I like feel like I'm getting it right this time." They start hooking up and she's like, "Okay, we can hook up." It's always the like slight give-ins over like time, but we can't have penetrative sex. He's like, "Okay, that's fine." And then she teaches him again because he knows stuff but also doesn't know stuff. Teaches him what a blowjob is.
Yeah, okay. Also on the size thing, I feel like this is not like explained enough. Like, because I'm like,
How
how?
like
Like,
literally how?
literally how?
And she's like, I suck dick like a champ. Like she kept being like, oh no, this is like my thing. And I was like, okay, but like a 7 foot
Yeah, I'm like,
alien
that's
dick.
cool, but also like, I just feel how? Like, is your jaw gonna be okay?
I don't
How?
know.
I don't know. I have a small mouth, so maybe that's my own issue that I'm just confused.
We need more small mouth rep. Like
Yeah,
seriously. Like.
we're out here and we're confused.
So the next day, he follows up on his promise and they go hunting. She makes a bow out of the fish thing, and then they run into some more trouble where they are cornered by Metlax, and Liz gets surrounded by them. He goes to like save her. He falls like down a cliff or whatever. He's really injured, and she brings him back to the cave and takes care of him for like 10 almost 10 days.
Yeah, the scene with the Metlax and like the fight scene, that's I feel like my favorite part
Oh,
of the book.
nice.
I
Yeah.
like that. I feel like it was interesting. Like I feel like it was fun that like Liz got to be the hero because I feel like
That's
we
true.
haven't really seen, I mean, Georgie came back and saved her friends, but like for most of that book, I feel like she was kind of just going along with the motions. So it was nice to see Liz like take control of the situation. And yeah, her like bringing him back to the cave was so kind. And
Is showing her non-psychopath empathetic side.
yes, yes, because she's starting to actually kind of like this guy.
Yeah, yeah. And over time, when she's taking care of him, she's like starting to like him and worry about him. Then, like, he's laying down, she's like showering in the cave or bathing or something. And he sees her naked and approaches her. They start hooking up or courting or foreplay or whatever. And then they have sex.
Yeah, okay. We need to talk about two things.
Yeah.
One is the Stockholm syndrome on
No,
both their
low
ends.
key, the whole series is
Okay.
again. That's I think just something we just
We can't think,
bypass.
we can't discuss it. It's too much.
It's too much. I've talked about this on the podcast, but like also the thing with like mates when it's just an interesting concept to me because wouldn't that all kind of be Stockholm syndrome, or
Yeah.
like just like if you find out you're mates with somebody but you don't like them but then you start to like them, isn't that I don't know, or it's like How do you know that you actually like them for them? I don't know.
Yeah, the idea of them, something like that. Or you feel like you have to because you're like, well, the universe says we have to be together.
Totally. Totally. Because it was really radical that his mom, like, didn't want to live with her mate.
Yeah. His mom sounds sick. Too bad she's dead.
I
Um,
know. I know.
but
Rip to a real one. Seriously.
unfor unfortunate segue, but okay, I want to talk about him honking her boob because
Yeah.
like you said, how like his people have nipples because they call the clit the third nipple. So I'm just so confused by like they know about nipples, but also he like they don't. It's very confusing.
I know it is. But yeah, she's like kind of teaching him stuff and he like honks her boob. And I always like, I don't know what about boob honking that is just so fucking funny to me, but it is just so funny to me.
I feel like it's like it always happens in this kind of book where it's like a virgin or like whatever, but it still is funny every time.
It's so funny. I don't know. And I feel like I just don't also get that train of thought because why would you think that feels good or or like is sexy or anything? Like you're literally honking a boob. Like
In no world is that action of like just grab squeeze like that's not never gonna work.
no, seriously.
That's how you like pick an apple. That's not how you
Yeah, exactly.
mate
Or yeah, or a honk like I'm thinking
a
of like
horn.
a
Yeah.
clown horn or whatever. So they continue living, hunting, etc. But they are discovered by a Hako. Again, this is how they pronounced it in the audiobook. I would have said Aiko or something. But, and Hayden. He's like, fuck, they're gonna make us go back to the main tribe cave. It's a long trek. They camp overnight. And Ahako fills in Liz when Hayden and Rahash are going and getting food about, like, yeah, how his mom didn't want to live with his dad, but then she resonated with him again, so he was going to have a younger sibling, but then he kidnapped them, and one day the dad turned back up at the cave and said that the mom and the child had died from a Metlac attack. So we kind of figure out why he has issues.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very sad what happened to his family.
Yeah. And again, dark theme.
Yeah.
I should have put a trigger warning for that, but like dark theme in a goofy book.
Yeah, literally so goofy. We went
So
from boob honk to like my family died. It's like, okay.
because of parental kidnapping and like a gruesome animal attack.
Yeah. What was his game plan here, Roosh? Like, what was he just thinking they would live in the cave forever?
No, yeah, like kind of, but I think what was happening is he wanted to impregnate her and then go back
Mm.
and be like, well, you can't kick us out because she's pregnant or whatever. But I don't like.
Isn't
I
that
don't
what
know.
happens?
Yeah, it's like when he just get exiled or whatever. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what
So
his
his
long term game plan was.
so his plan worked, and then regardless of that, he's still exiled.
Yeah, essentially.
Sweetie, how old are the aliens? We don't know.
I know. I was gonna say because if the girls are 22, usually like I feel like aliens or like Fae or whatever they give older, but I don't know.
He's giving
19.
like doesn't have his bed on a bed frame, like mattress on the floor, uses a cardboard box as a side table bachelor to me.
Correct. Because he like likes hunting. That's his job for the tribe, but he like likes to be alone and like provide and stuff like that. So he likes to be gone from the main cave a lot.
But Ahako seems to like him, I feel too.
Yes, they seem to be friends, even though he kind of talks about Vectel being his friend. And spoiler alert, it's the third book is Ahako's.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
okay. I might have to read that. I did like him.
me too, me too.
Strong point for sure.
So they like hook up mere meters away from from Aiden and Nahako. I think that is another thing that I won't ever get over with this book is they basically just all fuck like next to each other and they have no doors or earplugs or anything.
Yeah, I don't know how you would ever sleep if everyone's just like always fucking in the caves and like
Or why is there no group sex if
I
you're
feel like
all fucking?
it has to happen in later books, right? There's no way.
I'm sure she does like a, you're right, like a throuple or something.
It's like I just feel like there's too many of them
Way too
and not
many.
enough books, right? Because they keep making more kids.
Yes, yes. And you got to roll through all the tropes and all the
Yeah.
subgenres.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like a mafia romance too.
Yeah, yeah. That'd be so fucking funny. So they get back to the tribe cave and they immediately get separated. Liz is really overwhelmed seeing the girls because she was an only child. And she goes to the healer and we learn that she's pregnant. Along with 5 other girls, including Georgie. And this is funny because they don't know how long they'll be pregnant for. They're like, it could be 9 months, it could be 3 years. We don't know.
Awful, awful news.
I couldn't imagine.
I feel like this is a question you would ask before mating, perhaps. It's like you know he's trying to get you pregnant. Wouldn't you be like, okay, how long will I be pregnant? Or
And like, what will the baby be? Like, it's this like humanoid. Like, I don't. Is this safe? Does this work? Like, I don't know.
yeah, they haven't thought through this. I'm like, is anyone on the ship like they're I know they're 22, but like come on, someone's got to be like a biology major. No, like something, a
In med
nurse, like
school, yeah,
yeah,
nurse,
like
totally,
someone's got to have some basic knowledge, but apparently
totally.
not.
Apparently not. So she's stoked that she's pregnant, and they reunite, but they don't know that it's only for one night. She's able to tell him about their baby, but the next day, Vectel and Georgie, as the chief of the tribe, banish Rahash for breaking the law by kidnapping Liz. She is like obviously feeling very helpless and mad and sad and all of that. She is now being watched because they think she's going to run away.
It's a flight risk.
She is a flight risk, so she has Ahako as her bodyguard. And when she's peeing outside the cave one day, she convinces him to be able to see Rahash because he's like exiled, but also just like there.
Yeah, he like doesn't go very far.
Yeah, he's not very far. He still has to like hunt, I guess, for the tribe. And he's not doing well, but she tells him to like take care of himself. She is starting to hatch a plan to get him back. So she starts like planting seeds of distrust between the humans and the Sekui, which I
I
thought
love
was
this.
really funny.
Yeah, and honestly, legendary behavior.
And like she was right because basically they haven't told them everything and like how could they in this time? But she's like, "Oh, that's weird that, they didn't tell us that."
Yeah, she's just like trying to throw suspicion onto the aliens. Which, like, if I was one of the pregnant girls, I'd probably be pretty mad. I'd be like, Liz, what the hell? Like, where were you
No,
3 days ago before I fucked the alien?
exactly. Exactly.
Clearly,
Exactly.
none of them are thinking critically enough here. Liz is the only one.
Totally, totally. Other men try to court her, which I thought was interesting. And then at this point, and I think that this is how she comes up with like the final idea to like really get him back. But I feel like she finally like makes peace. Like, this is my life now. I'm gonna get the language download. Like, I'm gonna be a mom. Like, this is just my life moving forward. And then so she's like, I feel like that peace gave her the idea of like she could hold Ahako as a hostage and threaten his life. So she's exiled too.
Yeah, crazy move. I will say, this might be too dark, but like if they like need her to stay so that she has this baby because they like need more, they need to repopulate their species and stuff. Couldn't she have just been like, "Oh, I'm just gonna kill myself"?
Oh yeah, or like kill the baby or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah,
like
that's
poor Ahako, he's getting dragged into this. Like
yeah.
which like he's a good sport about it. But
Yeah,
like
he's like kind of playing along and stuff because he knows she's not going to actually do it. But yeah, that's a really good point.
maybe
A,
that's too dark.
a question for Ruby Dixon.
Yeah. Did you consider
Did you
just
consider?
saying when I write my Ice Planet Barbarians fan fiction,
Yeah,
that's how it'll
exactly.
go.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, she goes out berry picking, fakes a fall, grabs him. Vectel is like, okay, like fine, I will think about it. And then eventually they come to the decision that his exile is only going to be temporary. Once Liz gives birth, they're going to be allowed to live together and hunt for the tribe, which works for her because she never really liked the main cave, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Georgie does like redeem herself at this part, but the part where originally when Rahush gets exiled is crazy. I'm like, Georgie, you you can't stand up for your girls, like your other fellow kidnapped girlies.
That's actually such a good point because none of the girls like say anything. They're just kind of like, well, this is like what's gonna happen. This is what's happening. And I'm like, if any of them took any of your mates, you would have a fucking fit. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. And like they're all like, Liz is crazy. She's drama. Like that's how it seems like they're acting.
no, it's so funny when Vector's like, "Hey, I'll come up with your punishment," and Ahaka goes, "Living with her is punishment enough."
Yeah.
Like, it's
So
like
good.
no one gets her but Raj. Like,
Yeah. No one wants to be with Liz. I'm like, Liz, you do annoy me, but I do think you're at least like mostly a person. Like Georgie, I feel like was much less of a character.
totally, totally. Okay, that's Barbarian Alien. Let's get into our roundtable discussion, our internet investigation. This is our cursory peruse of the internet, of things you need to know. As I mentioned, at a huge TikTok boom 6 years after its pub date, it became, at the time in 2021, the 11th most sold book on Amazon.
Legendary stuff.
Like, that's insane for basically like a seemingly self-published book. Like,
I just like obviously people bought it before this and like you could kind of get away with like, buying it during 2021 when it had this boom, but I want to know the people who are like the early Ice Planet Barbarians and adopters. Like I
me
want the
too.
OGs. I want to hear from them.
Me too. Me too. Absolutely. I need to know, like, I need to get a, like, steward of this genre on the pod. Because I feel like all the
Yeah.
people I talk to are, like, generally, not always the case, but kind of like either new adopters to romance or have read romance their life, but they're 30, right? And I need to talk to an OG.
Yeah. Yeah, someone who was in the trenches in 2015. I was
Yeah.
trying to look up like what's the name of the Ice Planet Barbarians fandom, but like it seems like it's just like Big Blue Alien Lovers. Like they don't have a good fandom name. I'm like, you guys need to rebrand.
And they have, like, a full wikia or whatever it's called.
Yeah, they're
There's probably an
passionate.
encyclopedia on that. I'll have to look that up. I'm sure there
Yeah.
is of the animals.
Oh yeah, good point. Someone's definitely done that.
Yeah, definitely. I looked up my Goodreads rating after I finished my reread. I read it in 2024 the first time, and I rated it 2 stars.
You
I
are not feeling it.
I guess I fucking hated this book. Like that is so crazy. I will say, like, 3 stars for me, which I guess for most people is like the average. I give like 90% of books like a 3 stars, but 2 stars feels brutal. Like and then I starred it to 4, which probably overshot that too. But like
You got to even it out.
I had to correct my past mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's probably like a three, maybe like a 3.5 if I'm feeling generous.
Exactly. That's
I feel
exactly.
like I've been reading like not a lot of like pure romance, so or like and definitely not a lot of smut. So it was definitely for me, I was like, oh man, I forgot about the dirty talk. I forgot about
I
the
was like,
tropes.
I don't know what it is about Ruby Dixon as a writer in particular, but I feel like I'm always like, and I feel like I read way crazier smut, and I'm always like blood. Like I don't know why, it feels like obscene to me. Like it feels filthy to me. Like I don't know. I'm like I've read way crazier. Like I don't know. For some reason it.
It's the alien talk.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's the tails
The tails and the spurs.
and the spurs and the bumpy tongues.
Oh my god. Okay, our Wonder Whys, these are unanswered questions for the listeners. This is my biggest wonder why for the entire book. Why do the main characters, the girls, refuse to speak in simple English when they know the aliens are ESL? Like, because it's like, I am a trained ESL teacher and worked at a ESL school for many years. And it's like, and again, this is, I think, common sense, but when you're talking to someone where English isn't their first language or native language or whatever, I guess that's the same thing. You don't use turn of phrases, you don't use slang, and you use simple language that matches their comprehension. But they decide, like, they just don't even try to do that.
And then they get mad that they don't understand.
Literally.
It's like, girl, you're talking like a 2015 Tumblr post. Like, no one understands what you're saying.
Exactly. It's so frustrating.
But then on the flip side, I feel the aliens do. Like, I feel like the way that they speak is really more representative of someone who had just learned English. Like, they're very direct. And, like, maybe that's meant to be part of their culture. But it does feel like it's jarring that, yeah, they don't even try.
Yeah, like using slang that he's like, oh, what does like this mean? Or like words that would have like double meanings or like means something, yeah, different in different contexts. I don't know. It just like, it's wild that that thought hasn't even crossed their mind.
Clearly, there's no like English teachers aboard the ship either.
Yeah, or like even saying like she's trying to explain foreplay to him. Even that, you probably would use that. You would say before like you would use words that he knows. Before you have sex, you touch each other.
Yeah. It's so easy.
And then my other wonder why is why are they so addictive? They go down so easy. And they just like, you can read them in literally one day.
I have a hypothesis on this. I think it's the mix of it kind of goes back and forth between the smut scene and then the very, very small amount of plot. And I feel like the way that it just like ping pongs back and forth, but in like the plot is also so like it's high stakes, but it's like pretty low
So
stakes.
simple, yeah.
It's high stakes to them in their world, but like really it's low stakes. I feel like that's why, because you're like, well, I have to find out what happened. I have to
Yeah.
find out if Baruch is going to be allowed back in the tribe. Obviously, he's going to be allowed back in the tribe. There's 20 pages left.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point because if you think about it, there is like only actually like 4 plot points. Like
Yeah.
kidnapped, 2 attacks, main tribe, cave,
Style.
exile. So, sorry, 5. Like
Oh my gosh.
and then yeah, what's your wonder why?
Yeah, the only one I had is why did Liz not go for help in the first book? Because Georgie seems very
Thank
useless.
you. Yes.
No offense. And Liz
Yes.
has seemingly survival skills, hunting skills. She can make weapons. Like she just seems like the obvious choice.
100%. I had this exact same thought because I was like, oh, if there's a hunter, why wasn't she the de facto leader? And then when I looked back at our previous episode outline, it was saying when like Georgie's making these plans, she's making them with Liz and I think Kira. And so I'm like, so if the 3 of them are kind of like the leaders, why wouldn't they send, especially because she's trying to leave at multiple points. So, because I feel like they were like, well, Georgie was just the first one to like be brave enough to leave, but I'm like, she's trying to leave.
Yeah,
consistently.
every minute.
Yeah.
Even when she becomes part of the tribe, she's like, actually, I don't want to be part of the tribe either.
And she has a overconfidence about being able to survive outside, but you're right, she does actually have skills and feels some sort of confidence to make it out there.
Yeah, crazy,
Crazy.
crazy girls.
Okay, our gripes and grumbles. These are nitpicky problems we have in the book. Yeah, I put a big question mark just because the trope. I guess this could be a trope though, like grumpy, grumpy, black
Yeah.
cat, black cat. Speaking of grumpy, and this is one of my biggest pet peeves about books because it just dates them so quickly. And I feel like this series should be like timeless.
It should be timeless. It should be a timeless classic.
It should be a timeless classic, and yet she calls Rahash Grumpy Cat, which truly anyone under the age, like I'm 33, anyone under the age of, I would assume, 30, does not know who Grumpy Cat is.
No, no, it's rough. It is such a period piece, Grumpy Cat.
It was only like, it was popular for like a year in
Yeah,
2012. Like,
yeah, not even right when this came out. I feel like if anyone doesn't know what that is, like it's literally what it's described as. It was a cat, a real cat, a live cat, who like just looked very grumpy and became famous.
yeah,
It was simple. So times were so simple back then.
so simple. Yeah, but it was like one of the first kind of viral memes, and it does have like, I think, does it have a movie? Like it does have like merch, and like it did blow up, but like it's not zeitgeisty, or it didn't have any longevity or anything like that.
Yeah, very random pick.
Very random. The other two things are just kind of like editorial things, but I did think her POV sounded a lot like Georgie's, sarcastic and quippy and stuff like that. I'm but I will say in further books when they have characters that are quieter or whatever, she does change her language and thoughts and stuff like that. And then the new cover of the book, the old cover's so bad, like some of the
Yeah.
worst things I've ever seen in my life. Like it truly looks like you made it on paint, but the new covers, like it's the cartoon style trend. Like Liz on the cover, it's like full boobs, like it's like they're hunting, but it's like full boobs exposed,
Oh,
obviously. Huge knockers, like beautiful blonde hair flowing down. It's like she would have had braids. She would have been covering her chest in the cold. Like just one of those things that I'm like, I just too much of a realist.
I'm dead. I hadn't looked up the new cover. That's so funny. And she has like icicles in her hair.
Yeah,
Oh my God, girl. Girl, put on a scarf. I just want to give her a cardigan.
100%. What were your gripes and grumbles?
Yeah, they say baby batter a couple times, and that is not it for me. That was atrocious. I never want to hear that again.
Why is that? I heard that on TikTok like this week. Why is that a thing?
No, we just can't be doing that. I'm sorry.
We already have like 7,000 words for come.
Yeah, baby batter is disgusting. I don't like it. I don't want it near me.
I hate
So
that.
that was a big one. Yeah, I definitely, the millennial humor stuck out to me a lot too. The grumpy cat thing. I feel like
Yes.
even just some of Liz's jokes come off very like not like other girls, millennial coded, which is a little rough, but we're not here for the plot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I also feel like the miscommunication trope. This is only book two, and I'm like, it's already getting old. Like, we understand they're aliens. We
No,
get
you're
it.
right. I think if I say anything further, I feel like miscommunication is always going to be a central theme in these books. I do feel like it does kind of get a little bit better, but like no, you're totally right. It's also like one of the worst tropes. I think
Yeah.
like it's also just like a trope I don't super love. So
Yeah, like Rahosh literally just talked to her. Like it wasn't even like real miscommunication on this one. It was just like he was just unwilling to communicate.
exactly. Exactly. And we don't want to also like idealize like the silent treatment basically.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, our side character spotlight. I think this would have been a new segment that I added into after our last episode, but it's our nomination for an unforgettable supporting character who deserves their due because sometimes the best characters aren't the main event. I had to do a Hako. He's like the only
Yeah.
side character basically in this book.
Yeah. Ahako rips. He's great.
He's
Um,
so funny.
I also kind of like the healer. I can't remember her name.
Oh yeah, I think it's Milac,
Yeah.
which I
Sounds too
kept
much like Metlash.
Metlag. Thank you. I know. I didn't like that.
I do like her. I feel like her getting into it with Georgie. I'm like, I want to know. Like, I feel like she's like taking no shit.
Yes, yes, I agree. That's a really good one. That's a really good one.
Also, like, give it up for the girl aliens. There's only like four of them.
Yeah,
Respect the girly aliens too.
exactly. I wonder if we'll get girl alien books.
Yeah. Also, like, I want to see a lesbian girl alien.
Let's do it.
Like, why are the guys having all the fun?
Yeah, and I want to see how they describe if they do something IVF-y.
Yeah.
How are you guys gonna do that one?
Yeah, they have to figure it out. Maybe then we'll meet the biologist who
Yes,
maybe
yes.
was or was not on the ship.
And we do see a Hako make a dildo
Yeah,
from wood of his penis. So maybe we'll get something else. I don't know.
it's wild. It's so funny. I like that on the ice planet they have dildos also.
Of course. Okay, finally our sequel scoop. This is the tea on any upcoming sequel seasons and the general reception. There is 20 plus more books in this series. I really want to power through. I really want to
Yeah.
power through, but 20 is a lot. And they have two spin-off series, Ice Home and Ice Planet Clones.
Oh boy. No.
So I'm curious about those.
Yeah, I feel like I should keep these on the back burner for when I need more palette cleanser. I actually finished Alchemized right before I read this.
Oh my god, that's such a long and dark book. The
It was
juxtaposition of those two books is insane.
okay, but like there's kidnapping, you
True.
know? Like
True, true,
we
true, true,
see
true, true.
there's some parallels there.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely the genre jump.
That's crazy. That is wild.
Yeah, do you think you're gonna read it or have you read it?
Alchemized, I've read it. But know what
Yeah.
though? I never read Harry Potter.
Oh
I
wow.
read the first three books, so I guess I have read some of it, and I watched I think the first three movies, but I never was a Harry Potter girl, and I'm not going to become one in
Yeah.
2025. Like,
Hard. It's a tough look to become one in 2025.
and so I read Alchemized, but I really struggled through it because I didn't know any of the lore or the beasts or how the war ended and like all of this stuff. So like I feel like I read it as just so much of it would have gone over my head.
That's fair. Yeah, I have mixed feelings on it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I read it as Manacled, I should say
Oh,
also.
okay.
Maybe I should try as Alchemized because I read it as
Yeah.
Manacled, which is it's Harry Potter fanfic if people don't know, obviously, and they straight up use Hermione and Draco and all of the other characters, but Alchemized because it was traditionally published this year, a few months ago. They had to take out obviously all of the IP. So I wonder if I would like it more.
Yeah, you should try it maybe. I
Yeah.
think like if I didn't know that it was Harry Potter, I don't and like maybe in this world I don't know anything about Harry Potter or like know of Harry Potter's existence, I don't think I would have picked up on it being Harry Potter. When you know
Okay.
Harry Potter, you like automatically can kind of figure out who's who,
Yeah.
but I think like in terms of the world and stuff, it's pretty different.
Okay. I should
Just freaking
definitely read
long,
it.
man.
It's very long. And I did I was like, oh, okay, I just like don't get I was like, it was a good read and stuff like that. It did take me a long time to read it, but I was like, I just don't get the hype. But I
Yeah.
think it's because, again, it just was never my thing, even though I do like Hermione fanfic.
Yeah, I think there's like even more coming out now. You could do like a whole season just on Hermione fanfics.
No, I was thinking like someone should start a just full Hermione fanfic podcast.
Oh my God. Well, there's like that one, obviously Alchemist came out. The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy also was Hermione,
Yeah,
allegedly.
the Rose and Thorns one from Julie Soto. Like,
There's so many.
there's so many that are traditionally published, and obviously there's a million online.
Crazy. But Ice Planet Barbarians, this is original IP, baby. No one could have
Exactly.
dreamed this up but Ruby.
Exactly. So yeah, the next book is Barbarian Lover, and it follows Ahako. I guess if you read the back, you would know. This feels spoilery though, but Kira, it's Ahako and Kira. And then, of course, there's like a honeymoon chapter extended epilogue of Rahash and Liz if people want to check that out.
More boning, I'm sure.
I'm sure it's just all bone. All bone
Yeah.
zone. Truly.
Yeah. Using the spur and the tail again.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Okay, this was so much fun. Can you tell the listeners where they can find you and anything else you want to plug?
Yeah, you can find me at Kelly W, like the name Kelly, the word double, and then YOU on pretty much everywhere, Instagram, TikTok. I feel like those are the only important ones anyway. And you can check out if you're a Nathan Fielder fan, Nathan For Us podcast, where we talk about Nathan For You, we talked about the rehearsal, we talked about the curse, and then whatever else we end up covering.
I love it.
Since there's no new Nathan Fielder on the horizon. So
Just have
elusive.
to go through the back catalog.
I know. He just like disappears in between projects.
Which I respect, honestly. That's how I would live as a celebrity.
Yeah, the last thing I saw was a while back. He was meeting with Elizabeth Holmes in prison, and everyone was like, "What is this about?" And like, there's been nothing more since.
Oh, that's wild. What could that be about? There's already a movie.
I'm hoping like maybe something to do with because he in Nathan For You, he was doing business ideas. Like, I don't know if he was talking to her for something rehearsal related for like a season 3, but I don't know.
Wild times.
Yeah, but this has been so much fun. Thanks for having me on again.
Thanks so much for coming on. And that's the story of Barbarian Alien. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you to Kelly for joining me on today's show. So glad to be back. This feels like a season 2 of sorts. And that's why we're covering the sophomore novels of Twilight, Ice Planet Barbarians, and Bride. And then, spoiler alert, but we're going to be doing the movie for the sequel to the QB Bad Boy in Me, as well as maybe we should do The Summer I Turned Pretty S2 to just continue the pattern. Who knows? We'll see what we're doing next. If you have any suggestions, let me know. You can suggest a book or leave a voicemail via the links in the episode show notes. Follow me on socials at Ready to Be Romanced, and subscribing to the show and leaving a rating and review on Apple Pods or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts really helps me find new listeners. Our next episode is New Moon. Until then, happy reading. For Ready to Be Romanced, I'm Tori. Goodbye.